Yeah, so instead of watching and reviewing Incarnate, I wanted to watch a few movies that have been out for a little while now. I didn't quite get the time to review them. I'm hoping to get to Arrival, but before that, let's talk about this awesome movie. So The Edge of 17 stars Hailey Steinfeld, and it's a coming-of-age story in the style of the John Hughes movies from the 80s. You know, Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And the plot of this movie, it's Nadine, who's Hailey Steinfeld's character. I guess the main arc is there's this rift that she's having with her best friend because her best friend just started dating her brother, which isn't really a spoiler because it happens at the very beginning of the movie. And of course, you know, there's more subplots than that, but that's like the SparkNotes version of it. And I had so much fun with this movie. It was one of my favorite movies of the year, I think. Hailey Steinfeld's a great actress. We've seen her in movies like True Grit and Ender's Game. I think this is her best performance to date. She's a bit of a drama queen, but they kind of give you reasons for why her character is like that. And her character always has been a little dramatic, but she's even had some stuff in her adolescence that's kind of pushed her more that route. And this could have easily been a really annoying character, but she never really crosses that line into being annoying, because you're rooting for her the entire movie, and that's great. If you have a hero that you don't like and they're just whining and complaining the whole time, well, we've seen how that can go for some movies. And one of the other big leads in this movie is Woody Harrelson, who plays her history teacher. I love this guy. This guy says all the things that a teacher should definitely not say. If he was saying this to any other student other than Hailey Steinfeld, they would be calling their parents and getting him fired. But Hailey Steinfeld doesn't really connect with her mom, so she's not going to tell her mom these things or her brother. And they have a couple scenes where they have some nice verbal sparring between the two of them. She's almost like a more mellow version of Haymitch, because this whole time Hailey Steinfeld, everything is just blown out of proportion in her head, because, you know, she's a teenager, so every single time she's like, my world is falling apart. And that whole time Woody Harrelson's just like, wow, let me play you a song on the world's smallest violin. He doesn't do that, but he basically tells her the Fight Club thing. You're not some precious, beautiful snowflake. One thing that was awesome about this movie is that everyone in the movie felt human. You know, in a lot of high school movies, especially nowadays, it's written by adults who have this crystal clear, perfect cartoon version of what high school is like. Like, the kids don't cuss, they don't drink, they're in bed by curfew. This movie depicts high schoolers how high schoolers act. They don't always depict them in the way that they look, though, because some of these guys definitely aren't in high school. I actually thought she kind of has this romance with another student. He's like this awkward guy, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. And then later on Wikipedia, I found out the guy's 31 in real life, and yeah, I don't want to think about that much anymore. But no, I thought their chemistry was really good. Everyone in the movie really came to play. You even have her best friend and her brother, who in any other high school movie would probably be like the villains. But even then, you can understand where they're coming from, and they're not purposely out to get Nadine. They're humans just like Nadine. They've got their own problems too. If there is one issue I had with this movie, there's one subplot near the end that I don't really think had to be there. It does kind of help the plot get moving into, you know, like the emotional climax of the movie. And they allude to the plot earlier in the movie, but by the time you get to that plot, you kind of forget about it. But that's like serious nitpicking, because The Edge of 17 was a great coming-of-age story. It's probably the best one I've seen since Perks of Being a Wallflower. I might have liked it a little bit more than that. I should probably revisit Perks of Being a Wallflower soon, but I feel like Edge of 17 could be that Breakfast Club for this generation. So a great story, great performances, great characters. The movie's got the feels. It's not afraid to go dark, but at the same time, it's a very heartwarming, uplifting movie. And I realize those two things don't mix at all, but in this movie, they do. So if you haven't seen The Edge of 17, go check it out. It's one of my favorites of the year. This might sneak into my top 10. I'm not really sure right now. I actually just made a short list of movies that I want to put on my top 10. There's like 30 of them, and there's still December. You know, La La Land's coming out. I heard there's this space movie coming out next week. That might sneak up there, who knows. But before we jump ahead of ourselves, go see Edge of 17. So if you have seen Edge of 17, let me know what you thought of it down in the comments. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, you can click subscribe and check out some of my other videos, and I'll catch you guys next time.